Welcome, everyone. We're here to talk about a brand new product that's making some bold promises and creating some serious noise amongst the global trading community. Axi's launching a capital allocation program called AxiSelect. They're not only promising to provide traders capital, but also a hefty share of the profits, and for free in order to supercharge users' trading potential. Now, for the very best traders, this could mean that Axi is offering, wait for it, $1 million of capital and 90% profits that are made from that capital. Now, I've been working in financial markets for over 20 years. I like to think that I've seen it all. But when I looked at the details of AxiSelect, I was genuinely blown away with what's on offer here for those trading from their own homes all across the world. Joining me today from Sydney, Australia, to talk more on the launch of AxiSelect is Axi CEO Rajesh Yohanan, their Chief of Operations Louis Cooper, and the Head of AxiSelect, Greg Rubin. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Richard.
So, I think I've heard that your mission is to get as many traders to the pro stages as possible. So you're effectively taking them from trading part time or as a hobby, to making them professional fund managers. Now, we both know it takes years to learn, perfect a strategy that suits your own personal style, as I said. So what are Axi's plans to support the traders through that transition?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to be realistic. Firstly, not every trader is going to be at the pro stage to have $1 million of our funds. We make no illusions that trading is not easy. We don't expect everybody to reach that sort of level. But I think the important thing is, as you mentioned, the tools and the support that we put in place. The saying, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make a drink, is quite similar in this sense. We're not trading for you. We're not giving you, making profitable trades for you. But what we are doing is we're giving you the tools. We're giving you the support that you need in order to forge that professional career. So things like the Edge score, we've created a score in-house, sophisticated score, which takes into account different components or uncorrelated metrics that really give us an idea of your sort of level, but also very much used to assist the traders to get an idea of what they can do to improve. We have dashboards as well with advanced trading statistics where you could see up to date how your performance is relative to the previous month. And also we have leaderboards and communities where you could see what other traders are up to. We also have a trading room. Trading, as you will know, can be a lonely journey, and it's very important to have that support around you. And we've filled this trading room with professional traders as well who'll be providing insight, live videos, market research. So the ability is there to communicate with, traders of all levels as a assistance or to work hand in hand together, as opposed to just give funding to traders.
I mean, that's very exciting because it sounds like it's really not just another trading program. It's essentially you're signing up to a whole community. And there's a lot of capital allocation programs around, but it does sound like, that's one way that AxiSelect differs from the others. Is there any other way that you'd say that you are different from other capital allocation programs as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. To be honest with you, our program is very different to what's out there in the marketplace currently. I think our size, sort of status in the marketplace, being a regulated, trusted broker, we've been able to create a program with certain offerings. So just to put in perspective, every program's different, but the sort of industry standard is to have evaluations and charge registration fees, which you need to pass. More so recently, there's even been a shift towards giving funding directly, skipping the evaluation stages, just charging a larger funding to get access to capital. So where we're different is our program is 100% free to join. There are no costs to participate in the program. What we require is traders to put funds into their own AxiSelect account, and then we match that in the account with our funds at a multiplier. To give you perspective, at the highest level, we have a multiplier of 250 times. So if a client puts in $4,000, we'll give them $1 million to trade.
Wow.
So that's one big thing that's different is on the funding side. We also have very unrestricted trading conditions. The only criteria we have is the 10% drawdown per level, which is very high relative to the marketplace. There's no restrictions on holding overnight, holding weekends, what you can trade.
Richard, just to add to what Greg's saying is that we're obviously, this is quite revolutionary in the capital allocation space, but it's also revolutionary in terms of broking. So this is a very unique concept that a broker that provides trading services to retail customers is genuinely aligning their service with the success of the trader themselves. And this is what the edge really means to us. Rajesh said, it's not just a brand line for us. It's our purpose, our whole being as a company. But it's also a bit of an obsession. We want to see people become successful. As Greg said, it's not easy. And clearly a lot of people who attempt to be successful over the long term fail. But we also believe that's because they don't have the structure, the support network, or the analytics to really be successful.
It's an academy where if you are interested, think of the analogy is a tennis academy, but a great tennis academy. We cannot assure you that you will, if you join the academy, you will go on and become a Grand Slam champion. But what we can assure you is that we will provide you the tools, the environment, the coaches, the colleagues, your friends, etc. Together, you have the best chance to become the best tennis player that you can be.
Just following up on that as well, I think it addresses one of the big weaknesses, one of the big issues we have in the marketplace, the sense that a lot of traders are undercapitalized for one, and they also don't know where to start when it comes to information. So by this, doesn't matter what your funding is, you can have up to $1 million of our funds if you're a good trader. Obviously there's a progression path, but funding is, being undercapitalized is covered in that sense, but also information. You've got that community, you've got a resource center of education where traders who've become successful have gone through that, have been through that education.
Without giving away the tricks of the trade, if you like, what have you noticed from all the data that you've picked up to say what makes a good trader, what makes a good edge score?
So for me, I'm sure Greg will have a much deeper view on this than I do, but I think for me, some of the key aspects of the score are around consistency. So, making sure that you don't run losses and that you run profitable trades, that you have a strategy, that you do apply risk management, stop loss orders, for example, take profit orders to your trading. We constantly see traders fail because they aren't providing themselves with that structure and those parameters to be successful.
That leads me into a question for the boss. If Axi is providing such large sums of capital for free, but Rajesh, you're also giving away up to 90% of the profits, how does Axi benefit from this?
Well, just go back to our business model, or for that matter, the business model of any broker in our space. And what do you require? We require more traders to come in and trade more often with us. At the very core of how we generate revenue is we need more traders coming and trading more with us. This is a extremely commoditized and fragmented market, as you would know, Rich. And people are struggling to provide the differentiation that customers are seeking between one broker versus the other. And so at the core of it, we fundamentally believe that the edge score, and when we actually go and allocate capital against some of our better traders, it will become a magnet for other traders to come and trade with us.
In terms of the money side and how Axi makes money, obviously we will share in the profitability of our funded customers. And 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but it's still a percentage. But for us, without giving the game away completely, why can't the broker emulate the success of the customer through their own proprietary trading, for example? Is there a way that we could give customers that potentially aren't as successful access to these most successful traders, either within some sort of direct access or through some sort of structured product? There's many ways that we could take this in terms of, you know, aligning our revenue model with the success of our funded customers, and that symbiotic relationship has many channels that we're exploring as a company for us to maintain and grow our profitability as a result.
Are you concerned that competitors are going to copy this idea?
Not really. I'm not concerned. There's no concern here, purely because I think, you know, what we've done is fairly unique in the broking space, maybe because of nothing more simple than the fact that other brokers don't want to do this. They don't want to stick their necks out. They don't want to be seen as being responsible for the success of the customers. And we have looked at that and said, well, no, if we want to be successful and our customers are more successful as a result, then that's a fantastic concept. It's highly marketable, but it's also morally a great way for us to drive the growth of our business whilst genuinely helping customers become more successful.